There's nothing as motivating as somebody's story. Hey, what's up, girl?
How you doing, Mama?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Good to see you this evening.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too. All right, I was just telling people that I have a very special guest that her story personally impresses, inspires me. So I don't know how much of your story you want to tell. I've heard bits of pieces of it all over, but I have people that don't even know you here. Say hi to my Igbo friends.
Igbo, Igbo people.
So I want you to.
When we say Igbo, we're referring to the Americans and of course people in the UK and everything. So it doesn't have to be color. So everybody has
Igbo is anybody that's not a Nigerian.
Nigeria, you're Igbo, Ghanaian, you're Igbo, Cameroon, or Igbo, all of you, you're Igbo. So how are you? So what's Igbo in English, please?
Oyibo.
Oh, great.
Oyibo.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I was telling them that your story personally challenges me because I've known you and I've seen you become. So I want you to start from the beginning because a lot of people think that, oh, this is against me. Oh, I don't do this. I can't do this. I don't have this. And then they condemn themselves before even starting the journey. But I've seen life throw you lemons. And you know what you did? You sat down, you took the lemons, you cut it in half and made lemonade. And you put sugar and you're drinking it now. So I want you to share with us how it all started from childhood, from birth and all that stuff. And then we'll take it from there.
Okay, so for my people just joining, I'm saying a big thank you for joining us. Jayi_Oni. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you for coming on to this wonderful program. Yesterday's program was fantastic with Teju Babyface. It was very impactful, and I learned a lot. That's my first time of seeing you and him in that light. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so nearly you called me. I was very happy that, hey, it's my turn. Okay, so my name is Helen. I'm a stand-up comedian, an actor. I love to write, so I don't think I'm a writer yet because, of course, there are words you use. And I've known, please permit me call her Pastor Buki.
No.
Pastor, are you not a pastor?
Kobo said, I'm doctor. No be beans. Kobo said, I'm doctor.
I'm sure that Auntie Kofo is from Unilag. All these Unilag people, that's they're always fighting. Though she's not just telling, she's doctor. Okay, so Auntie Kofo, I'm still a baby to Auntie Buki. Okay, so when I was nobody, she knew me. All right, so I started from a studio called the Choreo Mix Studios. And before then, most people didn't believe I would even get to the level I am right now. And even me self didn't believe it. So there are sometimes you don't see things, but you have the right people around you that will help you identify where you're going. I think that's what happened to me. God had blessed me with the right people all my life. Take, for instance, for yourself, I play with it, but of course you knew it years ago when I got into a new office space when I met you. Without me asking for any advice, there are things you told me. You just had to mentor me and said, don't do this, don't do this. Then this table, most people that sit on this table do not have good records, that they end up dating guys and they don't get married. I'm like, okay, so mine is going to be different. So I already have something. So that helped me, And I noticed that in every field of my life, that has always happened to me. Always having the right people. They're not interested in hyping you. They're not interested in praising you. They're interested for one reason or the other in helping you. On social media, I have a bit of my story. A child born out of rape and all of that. Many family members believe that, she's going to end up like her mom, This one too will not have any man to take care of her and all of that. So I grew up basically with a complex, inferiority complex. But the best sword I had was my mouth. I was very good in paying back my words. So if you give me one, I want to give you 17. Why? Because I want to defend myself.
We know that.
I want to defend myself. At every point in time when I meet people, the first thing I see is insults. I don't, as I'm looking at your shirt is fine. I'm also looking at faults. So that by the time you come to one, I'm giving you 12. And I remember growing up, most people used to report me to you too. Buki, that girl, her mouth is too sharp. Who's And I remember you would just play with it. Don't touch her, Helen. way you speak and I like the way you write. And how I wish that when I grow up, I can marry someone like you. Instead of him to just say, oh, thank you, Helen, and laugh it up, he said something like, Helen, don't worry, you meet your level when it's time. Your time will come. And I felt okay, my time. Oh Lord, what's my time? So sometimes those negative words help you going, and over the years, those words have kept me going. I'm very good at payback, which is not so good as a Christian, but it's my gift. It's my gift. If you do good, I'll
Payback is your gift.
I call it the gift of the Spirit.
Payback is my gift.
It's my gift, I'm sorry if you think negatively is wrong, but that's me. If you do good, I'm documenting it. I don't forget things, and I'm waiting for God. Help me. This person paid my school fees. God, help me buy this person a car. Let me do. That's who I am, and that's why every time, sometimes it looks like I'm forcing myself to you. Hey, no, it's because you've imparted some things in me. And those things really helped me in life. And that's why I always say, hey, no anti-bookie.
You're never forcing, you're never imposing. Listen, man, I am super proud of you. You are never forceful, you're never imparting. We could talk for hours and hours on the phone. It's never a problem.
And at the end of this, sometimes I feel, hope I'm not stressing out with this unnecessary play. I'm just wasting you.
No, never.
Then the next day I'm seeing you in church. And Jesus says, in the book of John, I'm like, but I just spoke to her now. When did Jesus not say this thing to her?
Hey, Jesus, you know what you mean?
So I also learned some things. Then I used to think that this auntie is stubborn. Oh, she's stubborn. But
I am though.
No, it really helped me because you're someone that sticks to what you want. But this is what I want, and this is what I want to do. Because I remember like 16 or 18 years ago when they told you to change. They told you to change
a long time ago.
They told you to change to secular. You refused to change to secular music.
I remember.
Yes, and they told you you're going to be a bigger star if you can just do secular music. Bookie, change from this gospel. Then you come into the studio, you'll be crying. Oh, this is what I want. I want gospel. Then I'm busy outside. And I'm busy in the corner looking at you. Better blow. Be wearing Jesus Christ.
And then blow.
Blow. So I saw you understand the vision, the goal, and you know how God wants you to run it. I've seen many people like that. So I learned having the right people around me, so I don't get distracted. I don't get carried away by praises because I came out of rejection where people don't even expect to see you.
I want you to talk about that. How did you? Because thinking about it, so you were born out of that circumstance that you said, and you weren't.
Out of rape. There's nothing there. The story is past. People that even have father, and the father is dead, and they don't have father again. What's the difference between me and them?
Okay.
They don't have father again. Me, I can't point to any father. So both of us are fatherless.
But would you like to know your father?
What date, time, venue?
People will line up. See, I think I met your mother that day and pick up. But I want you to tell us how you navigated through that. Because I know that when
having the right people, I had to join a particular church called King's Word, and they really helped me, telling me about how to confess the word of God, which I still use to date, telling you that aside having the physical father, the most important person in your life should be the spiritual father, which is God. So I held on to that. So some people will say, Helen is very rude. I feel that, look, I can't see anybody except God. He's only God. So when I was writing my thesis during my PhD defense, I just go with this freedom of you are human. My father is God. And I'm too connected to be frustrated. So confession worked this out for me. Having the right people teach me what and what to do really worked out for me. They really loved me without any condition. They didn't see any talent, they didn't see anything. They were the ones that even helped me in identifying the talent. And I know you can testify to it. I was working as a receptionist in a studio in Nigeria, one of the biggest studios then in Nigeria, a receptionist, and my salary was very low. But having people like you and this particular.
Yes, I don't even.
So sorry. Maybe you guys don't have 5G. So sorry.
We have got a G, the big G.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good because we are highly connected here in Nigeria. I don't know what's happening to your place here. And it's raining there. It's not raining here. Is that where you stop?
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember then having the right people really helps, and I was just a receptionist. I wasn't even thinking about the voice thing, and my boss would come to me, "Ayo," then I would say, "Helen, instead of you just using this your voice, I laugh. Come, let's record something," and I'll follow and I'll record. And I noticed that anytime I can see, I think it's from your place. I'm free. I'm seeing you.
Yes. It's from my
So I think you guys should stop hyping your country because our country is highly connected. You know, so I'm so sorry.
You're right.
So I remember that Ayo was always saying, "Okay, come into the studio," and at every point when we have any artist coming to say we want to record, we need a backup artist, I'll just get into the studio, I'll do the voiceover. So I noticed that for everything I was doing, the works were selling. According to what we use in Nigeria, every work where they thought they blew. I noticed it was happening. They blew. Back to back, once I do any voice, before you know it, it's selling out there. Once I do any little thing, it's selling out there. I'm like, okay. And before I knew it, people started asking for interviews. Like, "Oh, I want to interview you. So how do you do this voice?" On my reception table, I'm like, okay, I'll just answer. Then the next morning, I'm seeing my face on the newspaper in front of the cover saying the Nigerian news sensation, the voiceover. I'm like, okay, I want nothing more. We are coming, wait by you.
We're coming.
Wait till we are coming. And before I did,
You remember the dream I had? I told you.
long time ago, I can't remember, but I just knew that you're always telling me that I was going to be great. But I was used to it, people telling me you're going to be great. I'm like, Grace, give me money, you're telling me you're going to be great. And Antibuki can be stylishly selfish, eh?
I'm not selfish. Remember the dream was, I said you should get a baby thing and then be using your baby thing. You don't remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
you
I
told me that. You said this baby thing will take me places. Like you're thinking I should use costume, I should use this. I said, okay. So that's having the right people, you know, putting you through at every point in time. And I remember at the point again, I met another person called Matthew. I don't know if you can remember Matthew. Matthew at Ego Remix Studio, the producer. Yes, the short Matthew. I'm actually like, "Helen, you have a fantastic," and he said, "You have a fantastic voice. I need you to be a radio presenter." I said, "Just like that, I can't be a radio." He said, "No, you're going to be trained. I'm going to be training you on it. I need you to be reading some things to me." And Matthew created time. And each time I read to Matthew, each time I'm gisting Matthew, and this particular day, Matthew just told me, "Ellen, please make your way to Radio Continental." So, and I said, "Oh, what's happening there?" He said, "It's a new radio station. I want to try your voice out." And I went, and that's how I became a presenter. So the week
I'm here. It's you that we can't see. If you can, okay, I can see you now.
I'm the one not seeing you. Me, I've been here on standby. Our network in Nigeria is very good. Someone who is working.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, so before I knew it, I went into radio training. I went to FRC and I had to train on presentation skills, and went back to do journalism and all of that. And while I was doing that,
did that woman take you? The woman that the head department for our set.
your set is older than my set. You think we are mates, Mama?
Shut. It's all right.
Shagwa Kioya trained me, and I'm proud to have him as my lecturer, and he's still a lecturer. So your set is quite different from my set. You know, we are the new generation. We are the chosen generation. Okay, so I got better in terms of presentation and all of that. Then at a point, I had the right person again, in person of Tunjo Yewo, which you know all of those people. So Tunjo Yewo came and like, "Helen, I need you to be in a university." You're not my managers, but they're just people that God has sent to me at every point, that this is the point, take it. And I listen to them because I see them excel in their field, and I must listen to them. Not like now that almost every teenager just wants to blow. When they follow you, they want to follow you.
They want to follow you for events. So when you tell them, take this form, go and do this training, they are thinking, outside the training, I want job, So that mentoring technique is gone. But I remember then, Tujoyewa just told me, I need you to get into a university. And I said, yes, sir. And he got the form, I went for my exams, he prepared me for my exams, and I got into University of Lagos. Now, when I got into University of Lagos, I became unnecessarily popular because people already knew me on radio. And now in University of Lagos, most times on stage, doing different stage plays and all of that. So those people kept mentoring. And I remember that immediately after I was almost done with school, an icon in person of Femi Showolu just called and picked interest. Helen, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to read news. Yes, Helen, there's some things you should know how to do at the moment. Go and read this, go and read that. Why he's giving me radio this thing to go and train on? I have one pastor calling me, Helen, how are you? What book have you read today? In person of Pastor Lani Jiwaladen. Go and read John Maxwell. John Maxwell wrote about the rich dad, poor dad. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm reading Joyce 1, I'm reading, but I just knew that I wasn't going to go into ministry. So I didn't use to answer the ministry. because of my special gift of payback, I love the gift. So
we deliver you from revenge in Jesus' name. The things have agreed. The things of the call are agreeing. Go ahead.
You cast it out when the person has agreed, yeah? So I've not agreed to casting it out.
You know how you can find someone, you know how you can say, lose, let the demon, you're banning the demon of someone. You know how you're telling someone to leave the demon. Leave that demon, let it go.
Leave my demon. That my demon is beautiful. I like my demon. What's your problem with my demon?
Go ahead.
So then having the right people. I remember one of my mentors sat me down for 3 days for me to read God's General, the big one. So after studying the God's General, I just knew that, Helen, you must be great. Why? Because the people who are teaching you and mentoring you and God has sent to you, they are not joking. They want you to be great. So you must be great. So sometimes your surroundings actually helps. For me, my pastor... Yes, for me, I remember my pastor going to my mom and telling my mom that he wanted to adopt me for training. That my mom should please release me to him. And my mom said, why? He said, she's going places. God has instructed me to start taking care of her. And I left my parents' house at the age of 18, going 19. So I stopped living with my mom. So I started living in the midst of young pastors. So I learned different things from them because they had different temperaments. I learned waking up very early in the morning in that house then in Ketu. The pastors they're big now. Pastor Taiwo, Pastor Diola Olubi, many of them. And they will wake up early in the morning and say, Buki, around 5. And the next thing you are hearing is Libra mama says it. Libra mama. Like, what the? You're like, what the Lord?
You cover your head with your pillow and you're like, oh my God.
I'm trying to like, leave me alone. Which one is then you are saying some taking confession. I excel in the name of Jesus. Holy Ghost. When I get to the office, things are working together for my good. I get promoted. I get greatness. I know what to do at the right time with the right people. Oh Lord Jesus. By 5 a.m. So before I knew it, unconsciously, I joined the league. Before I knew it, once I said, yeah, me, mama, and they have different voices. There's this Pastor Taiwo. Our one is a bit tiny. Hey, Brahmo, there's the other one, Pastor Jola. Hey, Blanebo, Shadada. Holy Spirit, the tones are different. Then you see one Pastor Maya Wade. Hey, no. The gentle one was Nick, Pastor Jumi Paka. That was like, Father, I give you praise. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I went over and started. Jumi Paka, why would I know Jumi Paka? Jumi Paka Ife. Jumi Paka used to Scalabosh. Son of them. So that clique of people.
Wow.
I said I grew up with those pastors. So before I knew it, I started waking up in the morning. So once I started hearing so which I'll just join. Thank you, Jesus.
John
I was the youngest. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So sometimes as this one is saying, my future is bright, I'll just pick that prayer point. My future is bright. My future is bright. My future is bright. So having the right circle, they help. And at the point when I got freedom and I went back to my mom's house, I couldn't flow.
You couldn't
because I wake up in the morning, I couldn't fit it. So I wake up in the morning using labor and my mom like, that
means you're making noise. I want to sleep. Don't disturb me with your noise.
What was this? What was this? But where I was coming from, this calabash needs to be, and I've seen all those things work for them. There's a particular one that prayed concerning husband in less than a month. She got someone and they started talking about marriage. I'm like, okay. So from there, I picked up praying concerning the future man. Oh Lord, I marry a man that can. I stole a confession. I married the right man, the man that will take me for who I am, that will allow me be me, that will allow me achieve, that will see me as a vision, as a goal, that will take me as I cook his food, is satisfied, as I make love, I'm the best. I'm telling you, and that thing worked out. So God's word works. At the same time, being in the right circle works. And those circle, you don't necessarily have to force it. God will bring them your way, and they would help you to identify. The same thing to academics. For my master's and my PhD, I had lecturers who were saying, you know this thing, let us help you. Let us help you package this thing. And I remember then when I feel like doing PhD, I wanted to write about something else. And one of the lecturers said, no, you're a comedian. Why not research on comedy? Bring topics on comedy. And I brought different topics. And she said, no, this topic is too wide. If you're writing about this topic, you will need to go and live abroad for a while. Why not let's streamline it? Let's look at your primary focus. This is the secondary focus. So there are people who are constantly coming. You need to be sensitive to the people that are coming to you every time. It might be your classmates, it might be your church member, it might be in a party. Be very sensitive to the people you have in your circle. Just like I have you, I have. Is that what?
I said be sensitive of the people that God is sending your way. Because some people treat people because they feel they don't need them. They treat them like trash because they're like, I'm never gonna need you. And you never know if that person has a key to your next door. And that's all they're coming to do in your life. But because you feel, I don't need anything from you, it might just be a connection that person has. You know, remember Naaman in the Bible? He had leprosy. And he had a house girl. You know, it was the house girl that said, oh God, now, I know people from where you captured me from. They can help you. And then his leprosy was gone because he listened. Imagine if he was beaten or mistreated.
But the same thing, the same thing to Queen Esther. Queen Esther didn't look down on anyone. She went ahead to find out help, and they told her ways to go about it, and she followed. And the people that gave her the expo in quotes or the answers in quotes are not big people. They're workers, and they say, Esther, do like this, work like this. King likes it like this. So we need to be sensitive. Sometimes you want to submit your CV in a company, you're already looking down on the receptionist that is going to package it and knows the right mood that the boss, will be before they bring it in front. You're already rude because you think it's just a receptionist.
So you're like, take, I don't have time. And she's like, no worries. I'll take it.
Oga will see it. And the next thing, Oga is asking, this lady submitted 2 months ago before we chose this other person. Why did you say, Oga, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Along. And she kneels down and she cries. They won't sack her. They won't sack her. You are the one at fault.
Absolutely.
You know I was a receptionist, and I did that to many people. You can testify to it. Because they come to me feeling like they're super. Why won't I? Like I told you, my gift.
Tell me something you did wrong to me. I'll forgive you, but just tell me something you did wrong.
Of course, I will say it. I will never forget. When Wyclef was coming to Nigeria that year. You know, you went all out. Prepare, Wyclef John is coming. So
No, I did not even care that he was coming.
no, you wanted to come in. You know you wanted to come in. That they were saying the crowd was too much, and you said you don't like the way they are treating people, and you walked away. So someone came to me and said, Helen, but you have a pass. BOUQUI'S outside. Go and bring BOUQUI. I said, Auntie BOUQUI. Auntie BOUQUI will always find her way. It was my own. Auntie BOUQUI, she even has connection more than me. And already, I was already inside. I already had 2 pass. But I felt that you were already big. Because I know. So later when I saw that you were tired about...
I forgive you. I go back to the past and I erased it off my mind.
But look at you cannot even keep it because now you are even bigger than that level.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
You're big. In fact, so when you will get to, come what may.
Absolutely.
You know, so like we're saying, do not look down on anyone. You do not know tomorrow. You know. And I remember the same guy that told me, Helen, don't worry, you get your level.
Yeah, my dad would actually say stuff like this about boys. He will tell my older sisters, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, so he will say to the ladies, he'll say that when a guy takes you out on a date, don't look at the way he's treating you. Because he obviously wants something from you. Look at the way he's treating the people that are seemingly lesser. The gate man, the dog guy, the guy opening the, look at the way he's treating, that's who he really is. The way he's treating those people that he thinks don't matter. Because he'll come straight, open your door, be nice, be Prince Charming because he wants something from you. But look at the way he's treating those people. That's his true character. So that's really amazing. Wow. Okay, so I want you to tell us, because now you're a comedian, you're a comedian, you're not just a comedian. I think just calling you a comedian is watering it down. You're an enigma. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to tell us how you balance. Because yesterday, Teju was talking about multi-potentialites, people that have a lot of gifts, that this is what plagued a lot of youth. They think they can rap, they can sing, they can sew clothes, they can paint, so they don't know how to prioritize and what to do. And you remember Teju was talking about that. You have like 6 characters. You have Elijah Don Jazzy. You have Chukuka. You have my best. What's my best name? The guy.
That's Chief Colonial.
Huh? Chief Colonial. My guy now, the one I like best. Was you is my guy. So you have 5 characters.
Sister, let me tell you something about Wasu. Wasu is somebody that all these politicians they know. All these nonsense people they know. He's somebody that is always on the streets. And Wasu see everything. You understand? If like the girls in our area now, Wasu always know the boy that the girls is cheating with. Wasu see everything. This one will bring car, this one will not bring car. And Wasu know. You understand? Wasu is a seer about you. You understand? But the thing is that people look down on Wasu. And you know what? When chief come to thief your car, Wasu is on a standby low. Wasu is looking at them. The chief, they respect Wasu, they greet Wasu, hey, Bades, Baba Wasu, Alpha, and they greet Wasu and they give Wasu drink. Wasu drink. But you that the owner of the motor, I am not your staff now, I'm not your worker. And anytime you come down from your car, you just look at me. Even when they hail you, they say, hey, Mama, you tell me, excuse me. You will squeeze yourself, come over. No problem now. What a wow. Your car, they can't steal and finish. Yes, they can't steal your car finish. You can't come area, they say, I'm looking for my car. Police can't come. Police can't parabolate my front. And they look there and say, hey, Pentagon. You understand? And police is asking me, hey, Wasu, how are you? Police even respect me, hey, Wasu, how are you? And they do see what happened. I say, I want to say, am I a gate man? So those kind of people, they are very important in society because they are seeing it. But when it comes to
I don't look down on Wasi. Wasi is my best. I told you.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody. Why I brought the character to life is that everybody is important in the society. all we all need is love and attention. You don't need so much attention, but the little attention helps. Do you understand? There's no way, once in a while, you just say, Wasu, how are you? Wasu knows that he's not going to say, Ogami, I didn't find you. Ogami, to say, every time greeting. Even if you don't give Wasu money, Wasu is constantly on your matter because it gets at least a bit of greetings and attention from you. But when you're looking down on Wasu, thinking it's not important, when something is about to go wrong, Wasu is not interested in your matter. When politics is happening and they are beating people on the road, it's even Wasu that will say, no, we're no. For instance, some of these.
That answers my question, actually, because I was going to ask you that. How did you create these characters? What mind frame were you in that you created? But you already answered it, like,
but I love to imitate people. Like sometimes I remember then growing up, I used to imitate you, and you would just laugh. Everybody, I love imitating people generally. So, and when I'm imitating, I try. One time I want to bring up a character, I want to remember the definition of entertainment and the purpose to inform, educate, and entertain. So sometimes for my jokes, I'm asking which one. Let's divide by 100%. So if I'm educating, maybe education 20%, entertainment 50%, informing 30%. So sometimes I give, okay, this joke is more of educative, I want it to be educative, 40%, entertaining 30%, and informing. So I divide it, and that's why most times when I'm cracking jokes, I don't want to do the normal jokes. I don't want you to just give me that buffoonery laughter. I'm giving you to let you pick a lesson, you know,
like
for me, because
Alaja Donjazi teacher
is a storyteller, delivers a story in a funny way, but you must pick a lesson from it, you know. So that's the character. Chapter 4 most times is just to bring back to memory what you went through when you were a child, or what you're experiencing as a mother now, what you're experiencing as a mother now. So all those characters, they have their different purpose. But aside from being an actor and a comedian, I love business. I have shops in Lagos where I sell. And how did this come about? Having the people, you have, my mom is a businesswoman, and of course, my mentors, they're like, Helen, you have sweet mouth. Why don't you start, help me sell this thing? And by the time I sell it, and I say, oh man, you told me to sell it for 15K, but I was able to sell it for 20K. They're like, well, yeah, take your 5K. And that was how I started. And before I knew it, I started having stores. And they started teaching me, okay, don't buy what is too expensive so you can resell the double price, so you can make money. Okay, now don't sell perishable goods, sell these goods, because you are an artist and you might not have time to be monitoring those things if they are getting spots. Don't sell this again, sell this. So they are constantly on my matter, and I constantly know that I'm a protege and I must submit to learn. You cannot know it all, but most mistakes that we make is that once you get a bit of fame, you think no one can talk to you again. You expect your mentors to even start submitting to you, which is not right. So
let me tell you something that we say about you, me, Papa T, all of us. When we talk, we talk about you in high regard. Because of what you said, you are the one thinking you're bugging me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have friends. Remember, I was on radio for 10 years. I had people that I played that they are single. I literally they begged to. They had only one single, and then in a few weeks when they blow up, they'll look at you and say, "Hey, what's up, man?" And you're like, me, you know, they forget the origin, they forget where they're coming from, and I want you to talk more about
But it's fantastic. It's fantastic. They can do that to people like you because, in quotes, you are born again. You don't have my own gift of payback. I go wait.
Is there someone I can buy that? Because I want to buy it.
You are a pastor. Pastors, you people forgive.
Talk to me as a pastor, as Alaja Donjazi as a pastor.
Where my staff? Because that my staff, they always help me to enter my character. Because as Alaja, I cannot take nonsense and Jessica behavioral attitude. If you want to learn, you must have a behavioral attitude and don't hide under devil. Neither should you hide under Jesus. When you people are doing something bad, you will say it was the devil who used you. Meanwhile, devil is sleeping. Devil did not reach your side. You are the one that went to look for trouble. Trouble they sleep. You do yanga, you go wake up.
Elijah. So you see, there's my neighbor that's always, treating me bad because I'm a Christian and I don't know what to do. And I think that it's just because I don't know. Elijah advised me because I'm getting frustrated. He will throw things in front of my house. He will do stuff I don't like. And Elijah, I don't want to be a bad person. What should I do?
China neighbor.
My neighbor just likes to treat me bad.
Which kind house? You go there live?
No, it's not. It's just like my neighbor. He crosses over to my yard and he treats me anyhow. He does stuff and then he talks anyhow. And then
you want a new answer?
Yes, Elijah, please.
Make I enter my costume. Give you a new answer. They go hear what you do. What do stay? You say a neighbor is disturbing you. Do the neighbor know that you are in Nigeria first of all before you become American girl?
Well, we don't really get chance to talk like that, but he just knows that he just treats me bad and I don't know what to do. Should I?
He not treat you bad. That's what Toto. You are the one treating yourself bad. You are the one treating yes, make I tell you, you are the one treating yourself bad. Number one, you know that Nigeria, they take rubbish. We know they take nonsense. The training we give you, if somebody do nonsense, God think that about that one will be explaining.
But I'm a Christian, Elijah. I can't be fighting. I have the fruit of the spirit.
As a Christian, that does not mean that you should not have sense. What if you're going to what if badger? Someone like that.
Okay, so let me cite an example. So I parked in front of his house to get stuff out of my car, and he says, who owns this car? Can you move your car? What do I do?
You are the one looking for trouble. What do you happen to the front of your house? When you go back for the front of your house?
Alexa, you're supposed to be on my side now.
Look, African parents, we don't cover up nonsense, my dear. We don't cover up nonsense. That means, is that your neighbor a man or a woman?
Man.
That means you are interested in something that is missing in your life.
You're crazy. No, it's an old man, Elijah.
Old man, that was what CD did to Barika. Have you read it? You've not read it. CD underestimated Baruka. Do you know Lion and the Duet? Have you read it? By Wale Joinka? A particular girl who an old man said, baby, I like. The guy said, I hear that you cannot perform. The man play adult with the girl and say, yes, I cannot perform. That's why I just need a girl to be playing with. So she thinks she's smart. Tata collecting money, collecting Rolex, wristwatch, collecting everything. The man with play. I cannot do. She pregnant her age mate. And that's how I like going. So anything you don't want, don't go and smell it. Stop looking for trouble. Stop parking in front of somebody else.
Okay. Oh,
because the man is even trying, talking. Me, I will not talk. I will be destroying your tire till you get sense. Not to park in front of my house.
Jesus, but you are mean, Elijah.
Brother Jesus does not support senselessness, my dear.
Okay, Elijah, let me tell you. Elijah, wait. I have two friends, One of them is a banker. The other one is trying to get a job. So this other friend is trying to cut this one that you will not get there. So, and I know. Okay, like, how do I say this? They were dating one boy, a girl, two people. So this boy is already interested in another person. But this girl thinks that, the boy is going to come around and all that. So the boy has put the girl on mute, but didn't want to unfollow her on Instagram so that the the girl will not think that, man, I don't care about you. But the boy is already interested in another person. And he has told me, because they tell me. So the boy is interested in another person. And the girl thinks that, he's going to come around. So the girl is posting fake picture of enjoyment on Instagram. Meanwhile, the boy cannot even see it. So she's always telling me that, man, I'm just doing it to do for the boy. How do I advise her?
Advise who? People that are deceiving themselves.
Okay, so they are co-workers in a bank.
The thing is, let me tell you, my sister, there are some people who don't need advice. They know what they are doing with their life. So you should just be a good listener and end up telling them it is well. Because the boy too, tell and say he's interested. The girl too is busy.
You are not hearing me. They were dating. So they broke up. The boy now moved on, but didn't unfollow the girl. So the girl now thought that he's going to come back. But she's now doing furry on Instagram that, picture.
That is what I'm saying. I understand you. But first of all, was there a break or there was no a break?
They broken up. The boy has moved on.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There was a break. Now, when there a break, one started deceiving herself that he will come back. Meanwhile, the other one have moved on. The other one, this other one have moved on. And now that she have moved on, he have blocked this girl. So this girl is doing very, just like we do on Instagram. When we are snapping in a house, which is not our own house, thinking that we are impressing audience. Meanwhile, audience is just seeing entertainment. They don't care if you eat or you don't eat. They don't care. If you die tomorrow, they are waiting for the next artist. So don't live in deceit. Now, this other friend that is living in deceit, no need to advise her. With time, she will realize. Maybe, like a prayer that one of our alpha used to pray.
Translation.
The prayer we pray in Nigeria. If God like, he show you the way. If God like, he don't show you the way. I am just mere mortal. You are God's children. Let God direct you. Who am I to be directing you?
Can you say in English?
Can you what?
Say in English.
Yes.
Say it.
Why not? You think I'm not educated?
No, say
Hill. Is it not hill? It's just donation that is different, my dear.
All right. When Alaji Donjani steps out of the building, how are you going to get your wig back on?
Why not? Life is easy. What's my business with anybody?
All right.
To dance we come, to dance we go. Everybody is there and doesn't see you. What's the essence of the I beg you, my sister? So which one do you want again?
Give us Tatafo.
Tatafo. Tatafo is a very playful girl, and Tatafo loves Auntie Buki because Auntie Buki is a very sweet auntie, and you're making me shy, Auntie Buki.
Okay, I'll cover my eyes.
Don't cover it. Auntie Buki, do you know that because I sit on my uncle leg, somebody now say that why did I sit on somebody's leg that's me? Don't I know that uncles are not good? That I should not be sitting on uncle's leg. That if I sit down on uncle's leg, that I can pregnant. And I say, I can never pregnant because my uncle is my uncle. And my uncle will not. And my uncle will not do anything bad. And they now say that I'm a small spoiled child. I was now crying. I was crying. When I was now crying, my uncle now come and say what happened. And I tell my uncle that is this auntie and this auntie and this uncle that said that because I sit on the lap that I will be pregnant, that I should not be sitting on my lap again. That's my uncle now vexed. My uncle now went to meet what nonsense are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why are you saying such an insane thing for my younger sister? You mad me? The lady now said, no, that's not what I say. And I said, auntie, you are lying. That's what you say. That was what you say. That no, but you say. My auntie, that auntie now said, I'm not say. My uncle now vex, now slap G auntie. When you now slap G, it's not violent, it's just slap. Oh.
Well, okay.
Is it the one that I blind? Say the girl does not have parents to put her through.
But do you know that when you sit on, if you get into the habit of sitting on a man's lap as a young person, because I have a few young people watching this video, when you get into the habit of, sitting on a man's lap as a teenager or whatever, it's okay if that's your uncle. But what if that habit takes you to somebody else and they're like, oh, sit down here. And because it's not alien to you, it's not strange to you, do you know that can lead to, oh, she's the one who just came and sat on my laps, and that's if it's a stranger or whatever. Even some
now let me tell you the truth. That's why parents should not overlook sex education. They shouldn't leave it to schools alone. What parents do now is pay attention to their work, and they're telling you, what am I paying the teachers for? The teacher is not going to be the one to walk your daughter into the marriage ceremony when you are walking her in. The teacher will not enjoy when the girl is buying you an aeroplane, or when she's the first lady of a country, or when she's the president of a country. So you too, you must educate her. Sex education is very necessary, both in school and at home. Teach your children, don't do this outside, don't do this outside. We have visitors, when they come in, they give you drinks. Your parents are giving you that face that you will never take it. But when it's a family member, they don't need to give you the face. They will make you know that this is family, you must eat. But now, most of us, because we're educating the girl child, sometimes we overdo it. And the girl child begins to have a dirty mind, even towards her father. The girl child cannot even stay with her father and gist because she's feeling I'm a girl. No, there are ways we can educate people.
Balance.
There are ways you strike a balance. Don't totally say, oh, your uncles. That means you're telling them my uncle is bad. They can't trust their uncle. For me, you remember in the Remix Studios, the training I got, I lived with Uncle Paul, I lived with Deji Soawe, I lived with John, and you too. And all of us will sleep together in the same studio. Why? Because our minds are clean. We see ourselves as family. So it depends on how you teach your children, the mindsets you give your children. So when we're teaching a girl child, let's learn to balance the teachings.
Amen to that.
And also allow your children express themselves. Let them tell you what's happening every day. Sometimes it can be painful, but emotional control, you control it and you say, okay, you know what, this is then you explain to the child.
That brings me to what I'm about to say next. So I'm in charge of a group of young people, and I got someone told me something that really broke my heart. So the kids, everybody's saying, oh, families should bond in this time. Families are bonding and all that stuff. But there are situations where the kid, the outside, going out, school, games, whatever, was the safety net for the girl. Because she's in an abusive situation, the father or the uncle or whoever it is touches the girl. So the girl tells her mom, Mommy, and the mom is like, never, so she doesn't say it anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. So parents should learn to control their emotions and look for a way to balance it out.
Yeah.
For my mom gave me freedom to express myself. So she gave me that boldness, I remember growing up, if anyone should beat me in my compound or in my neighbors, if they should beat me, maybe they beat me around 12 in the afternoon, 12 p.m. My mom does not get back from work until about 9:30. Immediately I see her, that emotions come up. And that's when I want to start crying. Since 12, I'll just start, Mommy, my mom like, what's that for? So my mom used to have this drama. Oh, Brenda, okay, buddy, it's not what you do. So what did you do? I don't do anything. He said I should help you go and buy cigar. And I said my mommy told you not tell anybody to buy cigar. And I will not buy cigar. control. She knows how to act as well. Not everybody is dramatic though, but my mom is very dramatic. No, Siga, you said my daughter. So when you get there, but actually do umba. I'm not just say, since afternoon, I didn't even slap her. I just did like this. So why did you do like that to her? Oh, you have to tell my daughter sorry now before we'll be sorry for you. Then behind, my mom is doing, tell her sorry now. Tell her sorry now. So behind she's doing something like this, and I just okay, sorry. Then, she takes me back. I said, don't mind them. Anytime anything happens, tell me. So I always wait for my mom just to tell her any and everything, even when I'm at fault. Then she will take me inside. Say, but next time, don't tell him that I said that you should not go. Just tell him that you don't want to go, that you're a born again Christian, your church, and you know what, if possible, kneel down. My mommy would say, if possible. So she was teaching me psychology, and she would tell me, if possible, kneel down. And then Uncle Chinedu, please, I beg you in the name of God, I don't want to buy cigars, it's a sin. You understand, Chotibo? And I will say yes. And so there are styles, there are techniques in which you teach children. And my phone is very expensive, ma'am.
Okay. Is it from me?
Yeah, it's American people. I don't know what's happening to you guys.
I can't hear you very well, but you know what? Your mom gave you the chance to approach her. She opened up so that you could come to her. A lot of parents don't have that. They have so much, they're so much forceful that the parents don't have the freedom to express, the kids don't have the freedom to express themselves to the parents. And that's where it's in that isolation and the darkness, the secrecy that all those things
not just children. Every relationship. Like for my husband, I can tell him almost every and anything. And when I'm telling him, he's maybe because I'm lucky, he listens and he'll tell me, no, don't try that. That's not nice. I'm angry with this thing that you just told me about. I know it's confession, but I don't like it. But then the next thing he just said, okay, so that's by the way, no one is complete. So how far? What's happening? So there's this space. Create space. Let's see how we can. Space. Yes, create space. Let people be
so that people can be themselves.
There was a time they made me a cell pastor years ago, and I was covering a particular area called Fagbainiju, and I was passionate about doing the church business then. And I remember that in my fellowship, people just tell me things, and I wasn't doing it. Like we'll say, how do we say bibe in English? American gay, tell me.
Extreme extrovert.
Extreme did not enter. One wants to say extreme in Yoruba. It's different. It's different. Don't enter.
To the extreme extrovert. Sharp, like. Okay, people help me write what bibe means in Yoruba, I beg. In English.
People. Number one,
people help me write what bibe means. Bibe means you are too forward. You're too forward, yeah.
So how is too forward? Extravagant. Extraordinary.
No, it's extroverted.
Extroverted. How is extroverted the same thing as being forward? Auntie Buki Igbo.
Okay, I agree. I submit. Okay, continue. Too forward. Yeah, someone said too forward. Okay, go ahead.
So I remember that I'm just always very forward, very playful, but sometimes I don't even know what's happening. But there's this particular lady that now came to me and said, and this lady came to me and said, Paul, I want to tell you something. I said, well, I said, I'm having pains in my tummy. I said, sorry. So why not take salt and water, put small sugar? Maybe, I grew up doing all those small things. And she said, no, Aunt Celine. I said, why? He said, I just aborted. Hey? Aborted. And I'm a serpent. So, but don't forget, I also went through Bible training at a very early age. And during that period, I read books. Like I told you, I read books on leadership. I read books on things. And of course, one of the secrets of a leader is not to give out information. You learn to help keep information. So when I got to the cell leaders meeting and they're like, okay, so what happened in your cell this week? My head was just playing. Tell them about the abortion. But this girl confided in you. A leader should not talk. A leader should not speak. I'm like, this position of being a leader, then according to the training, learn to part your members, learn to make them feel comfortable talking to you. Now she's comfortable. She's telling me, she's trusting me, but I can't give her that same information. So after a while, I started looking for a way to run from cell. So when people come to our place for cell meeting, I'm not at home. My mommy will ask me, I'll say, Mommy, I want him to cell, come and sell me. The people that are meant to be my leader. Because there's nobody that me. I know. My mom will say, so I should tell them you're not at home. I'll say, Mommy, I'm not at home. And I remember my mom, she would just stay outside. She would not carry beans. So me and my mom were friends. She's not at home. Then when I run out, my mom will say, but that your fellowship is always sweet. Well, before they start, they always help us stylishly sweep our parlor. Because they want to do fellowship there, they will sweep our parlor, clean everywhere. And I said, Mommy, don't let them clean, no. That's the only one I can trust that fellow. That one aborted. This one is sleeping in a man's house and lying that she's in school. So my mom said, my mom said, okay. If I don't want them to come and spoil you, let's escape. So there's this space that I have with my mom. I can tell. Intimacy. So the same thing I prayed when believing God for a husband. And when my husband came, I can be laughing with people and I'm looking at my husband and I'm saying, So my husband knows that, you are evil. And we're laughing. So that space, do we have it with our children? Can our children, tell you that, Mom, I don't want to dance in this competition, and you excuse the child? Just tell the child why. Like, because there's this boy there I don't like. The boy is one that always carrying first in our class, and the mom is always clapping for him when he's dancing. That means that he wants you to start hyping him or her when she's dancing. So we just say, I will clap more than the mother. Oh yeah, go. And because I do it for my children, anytime they are doing any party, my son will tell me, Mommy, come. Mommy, you will dance when parents are dancing. Help me win a gift. So make sure I jump there. Then he likes the fact that people are screaming, Helen Paul. There was this particular party. His classmates, primary 2, they were shouting then, go Helen. And the teacher will say, who is the winner? Helen Paul. So my son, after a while, I just saw my son also shouting, Helen Paul. Like, I'm not mommy.
They're like, Mommy, that's mommy to you.
But then, when we got home, he was telling the daddy that, Daddy, if you see mommy was dancing. Mommy sat down on the ground. Mommy sat down on the ground. Mommy was dancing. And everybody was shouting, Helen Paul is good. My husband just said, Helen Paul is good or your mom is good. Okay, my mommy is good.
The same thing. Yeah, wow, so, that's amazing. Yeah. So I want you, give them space to express themselves. I want you to answer the question, the one I asked earlier. So if I was the kid that I'm in an abusive relationship because of this lockdown, and I'm speaking to my mom, and because we can only control what we can control, right? I can't control how my mom will act to me, right? I can only control how I react. So to advise a kid watching us, a teenager, a young person watching us now that has gone to a mom, a teacher, guardian, and said, listen, man, this guy is trying to touch me, this auntie is trying to touch me, and they don't listen. In this lockdown, how would you advise that person, that child?
Number 1, does the child knows about the gift of the Spirit? Does this child understand the usage of spirit, soul, and body? Does this child knows what authority is and taking stands? These are the things we don't teach. It goes beyond just talking. Sometimes you can't just advise people because they don't understand you. You're not on the same lane. You're just speaking English. You're not on the same lane. Like I said, there are styles and there are techniques to teaching. There are some people that when you're leading, you have to use the seductive techniques to teach.
You're reading out on seduction. Robert Greene and you are the same.
No, It depends. Children, you can just give them authoritative skills. You just give them authoritatively. There's some kids, you just give rules, 10 rules, and they're getting it and they're running with it. What's the temperament of this child? It goes beyond just speaking English. There's some people, they want you to take them through the process. It depends on, I don't know the child, so I can't say this is what you should say to the child. But if...
Oh, what's wrong with this thing? Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay, so if the child is a choleric, I will understand where to pick it from. I know that I just need to explain this person and, of course, provoke his or emotions to a point, and the child will even overrun. If this child is a sanguine, I understand what to tell to this child. Because most people that are even calling themselves leaders are not patient enough to lead. They don't even have the temperament to lead. They don't know that they're meant to be flexible. They're meant to be like liquid at each point. Who are you dealing with? And that's what Jesus does to us. He deals with all of us, different temperaments, and he knows how to strike back. Yes, so that is what we're trying to be Christ-like. So we must learn to be flexible. And that's why I love America, and I love some other countries, because they've taught, it's not just picking a precedent, they've taught you how to control your emotions. They've taught you how to overlook some things and how to address some things. You already know, they don't just teach you, oh, you're just a leader. They even go as much as teaching you how to eat, etiquette, how to sit, what to wear. You're not just in charge of your life. It's not just about you. It's about you and the society. And that's the position of a leader. So for a child like that, if it will take me to take the child close to me, and if possible, follow the child precepts by precepts, like helping to call this particular uncle and saying, you know what, this child will not be coming to you.
You can't call the uncle. You can't call the uncle. They're on a lockdown. It's a family situation.
Look, it's a family situation. Your mom is not taking you. Your dad is not taking you. You have the power to use the phone, yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you have mentors that can risk things from you and call your parents and come and tell them, look, I will tell this child to call a police or call anybody, and I will get involved and get this child a lawyer and will fight this case? But before then, I'm asking again, what's the temperament of this child? Are you ready to fight the case? If I start, can we fight dirty and you're ready to take and follow me? You're no more a baby. So it depends on the child, and it depends on the kind of leader in which you are. But most leaders just want to give you lists, 6 things you should do, and they're not following up on you.
7 keys to living right.
So when people tell me, Auntie Helen, I want you to mentor me, I'll tell them, even myself, I'm looking for a mentor. So I carefully want to select and know that is the battle I can face and fight. I can't just face any battle, and I can't come and face a battle that will kill me. So
yeah, absolutely.
Who are the children? Yeah, you're telling me that you want to be a star, and I'm telling you that if you want to be a star, why are you choosing me as a mentor? I know, I just like the way you talk. Okay, if it's about talk, this is where I learned my talk. Sure, you go and learn it here. But it's about following my techniques. That means you follow my teachings. And I'm telling you, number one, I want to raise impeccable stars that are not after numbers, but are after impact. I'm not about Instagram, Twitter number. I'm after impact. I am not about blowing for 2-3 years and don't blow again. I follow, these are the rules. Would you follow it? You do not have to follow the crowd. This is the process. There are styles to presentation, there are styles to comedy, elements of comedy. If you're an actor, techniques of acting. I'm working on your temperament. I'm working on your emotions. I'm working on your cycle. You know how to deal with people. You know non-verbal communication skills. So if I'm not ready, so you can't just say, I don't want to come around you. I don't like you. Me too. I'm looking for people to go around. Oh, my dear.
Yeah, but
that's what I do. Take for instance for you. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it on air. When I got to
say it into my ears first.
when I go to a particular location and I didn't know what to do again, I called you and Papa T, and you told me what to do. And And you took it upon yourself to even call my family members and ask, are you fine? What is happening? What do you need? That is leadership.
Thank you. You're giving me my flowers. I receive it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Listen, Helen, you're a great person. You have a vision. And talking about vision, we've already mentioned a little bit on it. We touched on it a little bit before the thing cut off. A lot of young people don't want to pay the price, the cost of destiny. And greatness costs what it costs. It doesn't go on sale. A lot of people just want to show, like a shortcut. Like, how can I get it? How can I get it without paying the price? And there's some things that never go on sale. Greatness, there are laws and principles that guard this life. And, I want you to tell us, just imagine I'm a young person, or there's some people here that are young people that are aspiring to be a Helen Paul, and they just don't understand that it's a process. It takes time. So many closed doors. Just in a few words, just tell us how to navigate closed doors, and how to navigate creating, turning yourself into.
And to Bouquet, all these things still falls down to leaders. Most of us don't have time for anybody. We are after making the money and paying bills. Most people now don't care about anybody. So how will a child learn? When we were growing up, and we're still growing, amen, we have people give us their experience. We have leaders who will tell you stories. They will tell you the history in 1970s, even in schools then, when they are teaching you government, the history is sweet, it's relatable when it repeats itself. But now, who is ready to tell you that history? Who is ready to tell you that story? When you have one person telling you school is not necessary, it's just your talent that will blow you. And they've seen it work for you. And the ones that went through the process are not speaking. What should we do?
Yeah. So you're saying that
when you as a father, your son studied medicine, your son is supposed to be a doctor, but because you are running an aluminium business, you want your son to be the next CEO without even having any knowledge of aluminium.
So why did you send him to school for medicine?
You want your child to be a footballer, and you're not sending your son to a scholar school, a scholar academy. You're not doing that, but you are sending your son to University of Lagos, University of Ilorin to study mechanical engineering, and you're saying, don't worry, you can mix both the things, you can mix it together, and the child does not even know that this is where you can play your football. He doesn't even know about aerobics. So when they know where to kick the waist and the thing will break, and they will package your child back to you.
Wow. Can you hear me? Is it working? Okay, yeah. So are you saying that it's on the leaders? So what role do I play as the one that's the custodian of my destiny? If we're saying it's the leaders that's supposed to hand the baton, which is right, but what role as a human being, what role do I play in, getting the necessary disciplines, the necessary sacrifices, learning about the trade with which, of which I am interested in? What role do I play? How do I get to that discipline level?
Like I said to you earlier on, I get tired of advising people. I don't advise you. I think you already know what to do. You just need someone.
Ooh, can you guys hear her? Hello? Oh man, it's breaking again. It's breaking again. Can you guys hear? Okay. No, say it again. It broke.
I said it depends. Like I said, I don't really like advising people, because most people, when they come to you with a question, they already know what they want. So I ask you, what do you think about the same question you're asking me? So when you tell me what you think, that will help me understand your mentality, to know where you're going. If my answer will be necessary, or I'm studying you, Many people are not ready to follow your advice. They just want to talk. They just want someone to listen to them. It's fine. Do you understand? So I want to understand your thinking, your mentality. Are you ready that we should work together, or you just want someone to talk to and listen to you? A girl is telling you, my boyfriend keeps maltreating me, and all of that. Like, so are you no more interested? It's not like I'm not interested. You should just stop maltreating me. You can't tell the girl to leave the girl. So what you can just tell the girl is, don't worry, joy comes in the morning. Don't you ever pay? You will leave the place.
Yeah, a lot of people don't need advice. They just need an audience. They just want to vent, actually. So they call you, they're venting, and then you want to advise them. They say exactly what you said. Hey, it's not as if I don't know, keep that. So
I can listen. So I will listen.
Exactly. You will just put the phone on speaker and keep doing your own thing, put it on mute, let them be venting and venting, so that you're not spending time. Because let me tell you the most painful thing. When somebody asks you a question and you spend time, you dissect it and you say, this is what you should do because I've been there, and then the person now doesn't even take anything. The person now says, no, you know what? This is actually what. So I've wasted all this time telling you all these things, So I think that
you've not wasted the time. Actually, you were jobless. That's it. There are some mails that you will see, you will read, you don't need any reply. When the person keeps saying that they're tired, they will keep quiet. You understand? You see a child saying, I just love you, you are so fantastic, and I want you to be my mentor. Then 2 weeks later, you see the child on another artist page. Wow, you're fantastic, you're one of the people I look at. Then the following week, wow, you're my role model, I just love the way you dress, and I love everything about you. And the child is sending you mail again. I'm just laughing. I can't even type hello to you.
There's a bulk mail. So, wow, Helen, man. Because there's so many questions to ask you, but is this time flying or what's going on? Did we just start another session?
I have another interview. That I'm here with you, Mama.
Oh, sorry. Let me let you go. But final words. So I want you to talk about this.
In Jesus' name. We'll still talk.
No, not for this session. I want you to talk about decision making as it relates to destiny. Because you kept saying words, but you didn't say, you said it, but I just want you to say it so that people will hear what is the role of decision making in destiny, on the path of destiny.
Okay, so I might be answering using a story. Yeah? Okay, so like I said earlier on, that I was born out of rape. And I grew up hearing it. And I grew up hearing cousins saying, you don't have daddy. You're not like our own. You're not. And I grew up hearing an auntie saying, we didn't even do naming ceremony. So who gave you a limpo? You better go and ask your mommy. And I grew up hearing things like that. So I made up my mind that I was going to be successful. And I grew up hearing people saying that this one will end up like her mother. And I made up my mind growing up that I won't end up like my mother. That's decision making.
So how did you find the strength? How did you find the strength?
By saying, oh no, I won't end like my mom. Just like the way you make your decision to pass your exams. I'm like, no, I'm not going to fail. I'm going to the next grade. Most of us don't even make that decision, but we're looking for who to blame. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, I do.
It's a decision for you to say, okay, like for this eyebrow, I was having a stage play and they wanted to turn it to soap and it will last for a year. And I was supposed to be playing a village girl for that 1 year deal. So I was paid for 1 year deal. And I went all the way because I didn't want to lose continuity. I wanted to look that character. And I did it for 1 year.
So that's a tattoo?
No, not a tattoo. It's called henna, but there's a way they did it. Of course, it can last for a few months. Do you understand? So yeah, it's a decision. Nobody forced me. I wanted to do it. The same decision you take, I'm like, I need to shower and go to the office. That same decision, you can say, I want to wake up by 6 to be praying every morning. You follow it. Just like you writing your vision and making it plain so that men can see and run with. But you're not writing it.
Yeah.
You're not writing it. You're not making it plain. You're just saying, and I wanted to do it, you are not ready. You need to be firm. You need to be firm and clear about whatever decision you are taking. If you're making up your mind to date a guy that wants to keep killing you and beating you, you don't need to be looking for advice. You made up your mind.
So not even making up your mind is making up your mind.
Not even making up your mind in a way is making up your mind. You know what you want. Some people will call you and they greet. I have some people that will greet me. Helen, how are you? How is everything? Hope you are staying safe this holiday. In my mind, I'm already telling my manager, this person might be calling us for interviews soon because I can't remember. The person now have not spoken to me for the past 4 years. And of course, I'm following this person and I know that he's having this particular program. So let's get set. Are we doing or we're not doing? So everybody, we should consciously live a life that suits us. It's a consciousness. If you want to do, you do. If you don't want to do, you don't do. That is, what I call it to help you. That's what I call consciousness and focus. You know what you want, and you are going for it. You're ready for it.
Focus. Yeah.
Yes. Consciousness.
That is the best way to end this. Guys, listen, man. Get your mind right. Write the vision down. Make it plain so that you can read it and so that those that read it can run with it. It's the word of God and it is true. It holds true. You heard it from our ace actress and comedian, multi-award winning artist. Oh, no. You didn't say musician because you have a new single. You have a new single.
Yeah. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you, man. God bless you so much. God bless you so much. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up right now. Helen has been gracious. She has shared her stories, and I am telling you, you can make it. You can be whatever you put your mind to be. Don't let anybody ever tell you you can't achieve it. Be a go-getter and make up your mind. Fix your eyes on the mark, on the prize, and then just do it. Just do it. All right, thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll be back with another guest, and it's going to be amazing. Do destiny. Decision making.
I like your English. It's gonna, oh, wow. What a wow.
Whatever. Success in life is as a result of decision and failure as well. So please, guys, make sure that you do it. Write the vision down, make it plain. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Please don't let the world project on you what they cannot do. When you have a vision in your mind, lock it down and believe in yourself. Those voices that tell you that you can't do it, shut it down. Shut those voices down.